Hang on. I've got to get this out of my system. Just do this joke now so it's done and dusted so we can get on with the review. 3, 2, 1.
Of course!
Here we go. Review number 2. This time we're taking a look at Street Fighter the movie. Many people seem to ask the same question. Why don't video game movies work? Well, the simple answer for that question is because the directors don't know their source material, or like to alter it in the case of cinematic license. Now, the basic plot of Street Fighter revolves around Guile, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, and M. Bison, played by Raul Julia, who is no longer with us. M. Bison takes a lot of hostages that he's holding for ransom, and he doesn't get the money, he's going to exterminate them. Bison is doing anything he can to expand his Shadaloo organization to take over the world. That in itself isn't bad. I mean, Guile and Bison are practically the only characters this movie gets right. So enter Guile, who is out to try and stop him, because another reason he's trying to stop him is because Bison has his best friend Charlie, who becomes Blanca in this movie. I didn't really have a problem with Guile and Bison's character, but I prefer Bison more because I don't know why. When I was a kid, something just annoyed me about Guile. I don't know what it is. Then again, I can think of a lot of reasons that Sagat annoys me, but let's not change the subject here. I think this movie's major problem is making a movie about a fighting game. So it has to include all the characters. For this movie features every character from Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, with the exceptions of Akuma and Fei Long. But the problem with it is, they've brought these characters in, but they don't know what to do with them. Anyone in the Street Fighter fandom will know that the major players in the Shadaloo organization are Bison, Sagat, Balrog, and Vega. It's not Bison, Sagat, Vega, DJ, Zangief, and Dhalsim. That was just fucking stupid. Speaking of fucking stupid, why is Chun-Li a news reporter? And why is her cameraman and whatever else Balrog and E Honda? And I think the biggest problem with this movie is this movie doesn't even know who the main character is. Now, anyone will know the main characters in the Street Fighter series are Ryu and Ken. But for some bizarre reason, they're pushed into the corner, they've given the label con artists, and Guile is the main character. What I find really amusing is, in the American Street Fighter movie, Guile, the American character, is the main hero, but in the Japanese animated movie, Ryu is the main hero and he's Japanese. Kind of a coincidence, or just whatever. Yeah, I'm half awake. And I want to know right now, whose genius idea was it to get an Australian pop star to play a British Secret Service agent? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I would describe the plot in greater detail, but the Nostalgia Craig covered practically everything, and if I try and mention anything that he says, I'll be labelled a Nostalgia Critic ripoff. I think the biggest major problem the movie has, it's called Street Fighter, and there's hardly any street fightering going on. I can think of only 2 fights in the entire movie, and that was when Ryu takes on Vega and when Guile takes on Bison. That's all I can think of. However, I will say this though. This movie does contain my favourite line in all the films I've ever seen. It's the scene when Bison and Chun-Li are in his private quarters, and she's talking about when he, come on James, sober up, when he killed her father, and Bison says something like, I don't remember that. The day that Bison entered your village was the greatest day in your entire life, but for me, it was Tuesday. I don't know what it is, but just something about that is just bloody hilarious. I can't put my finger on it, but I laugh every time I hear that line. It's great. Alright, let's wrap this up. So I can get some coffee. Lesson learned, kids. Don't record reviews the first thing in the morning when you wake up. Ugh. It is hard to take this movie seriously, because for whatever reason, everything it tries to do, you're laughing. But the question is, are you laughing with it, or are you laughing at it? Yeah, I'll have to give this movie a D. It's funny, but it doesn't follow the source material properly. Now, I know I said that no video game movies ever work, but the animated ones are pretty good. I'm Random DC. Good night. Oh, sorry. Good morning, and whatever.
Captain Haddock!